Teofimo Lopez linking up with Canelo Alvarez ahead of a Shakur Stevenson fight instantly shifts the tone of the build-up. This isn't a casual crossover or a publicity move. Eddie Reynoso's presence alone tells you this is serious work, the kind that quietly raises expectations without saying a word.
7, 8, 9, 10, cambio, vamos. Para el siguiente round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This has nothing to do with headlines or gym photos. It's about sharpening fundamentals in an environment where Reynoso's championship standards don't bend.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This isn't Teofimo abandoning who he is. It's him expanding under Reynoso's watch. Working alongside Canelo means learning how to apply pressure without rushing, how to stay calm in chaos, and how to turn patience into damage. It's mindset training as much as physical work, built around Reynoso's philosophy of control and efficiency.
Ándele, un tiempo arriba, un tiempo abajo.
Break. Break. Break.
Eso, ya le está doliendo ahí, ahora la metes en medio, güey. Ándele, muy bien. Ahora no le tiras nada, no te sale. Camina. Lo llaveas, ya.
You can feel the intention behind the move. Teofimo isn't just training to beat Shakur. He's training to stay composed when things get uncomfortable. And when a naturally explosive fighter starts adding layers of calm, timing, and ring IQ, that's when he becomes far more dangerous.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this. You know, and I'm not taking nothing from him. But I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing ring to decide.
Once you hear about Teofimo absorbing knowledge in Canelo's camp, the conversation naturally levels up. You zoom out and realize how big this moment really is. Listening to analysts break it down, it hits you that this is one of those rare times boxing doesn't overcomplicate itself. No 5-year marination. No waiting for decline. Just two elite fighters meeting while both still believe they're the future.
Ever sparred, Shakur?
Yeah, absolutely. We sparred, but we only did like 3 rounds, and it was pretty much simple. It wasn't too crazy. Yeah. But
take anything from that? I know it's only 3 rounds, but do you take anything out of that 3 rounds that you shared with Shakur?
it's interesting. Him, I did 3 rounds. Javante Davis, I did 3 rounds. Only those 2 guys I ever did like rounds that were so minimal. And but you leave that aura to that fighter so that they always place in their mind eventually, you know. So
why did you do only 3 rounds with both of them?
I think that was all they wanted. They were swapping around. So we didn't do too many rounds. Yeah, I think that he was just there preparing for his fight that week. So it was just light work.
Calling this a high-speed chess match feels accurate. This isn't a sprint or a stare down. Every move will have consequences. Teofimo is known for saving his best performances for the biggest nights, and we've seen that before when doubt turns into late-round surges. Shakur, on the other hand, has that calm presence that makes you feel behind without realizing when it happened.
And if Stevenson wants to be on his stick and move game, very difficult style matchup for Teofimo, and maybe not that entertaining to the fans.
Because Stevenson's longer.
Exactly.
Stevenson's defense probably the best in the game,
and
he's longer.
Great reflexes and timing, and so does Teo. That's why he's a great counterpuncher. But Teo's, he's a very special athlete.
Teofimo is a two-time two-division Ring Magazine champion. In both fights where he won the Ring Magazine championship, he was the underdog. 4-1 underdog against Lomachenko. People forget, Lomachenko was taking elite fighters in the lower divisions and they were quitting.
Yes.
He was beating them into some, they were like, I can't do this, right? And Teofimo beat him. Right, he outboxed him.
Yeah, he didn't do it by physically imposing himself on him.
He outboxed him, he outfought him, he had speed.
The underdog energy around Teofimo makes sense because a loose, creative, nothing-to-lose version of him is dangerous. But Shakur's defense isn't just smooth, it's disciplined. Discipline usually holds up under pressure. This doesn't feel like manufactured hype. It feels like a collision of philosophies, moments versus margins, chaos versus control.
Thing I like about Teo's style, I mean, when you have a guy like Shakur whose defense is that good, and he's not just a guy who's going to hug you, he can box, you know? The easiest thing in the world is just to pick him against everybody.
Right. Yes.
But Teo also has the kind of footwork, Malik, where he steps around guys. Sorry. Shakur has more to lose. Yes. He's the undefeated fighter. He's seen as the eventual pound-for-pound champ, potentially. But Teo has more to win. He has more to gain. So on the one hand, is there an advantage there where Shakur is fighting to protect that perfect record, to protect that kind of sense that he's the next guy? On the other hand, Teo is like he can fight with more abandon against Shakur because there's so much for him to gain. And if he loses,
everything clicks once you hear Shakur speak for himself. This fight didn't need endless negotiations or promoter drama. It happened because two confident fighters picked up the phone and said, let's do it. Shakur's approach says a lot. Meet a man where he's strongest. No weight games, no excuses. That's not recklessness, that's belief.
See Shakur standing his ground and fighting in the pocket more than people expect.
Do you see him being successful doing that, Doug?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like this fight is a winner's bracket fight from an era, but we're getting it now. You know, when you look at like Tank and Haney and Ryan and this and that, you know, and Shakur and Teofimo and Lomachenko, even though he was older, but there were a whole bunch of really talented guys in and around the weight neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I feel like these two could have easily been the two when the dust settled left standing, but the dust hasn't settled yet, they're just getting it on.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's what excites me about.
Shakur isn't trash talking. He's observing. He respects Teofimo's unpredictability while preparing for it. The New York angle adds flavor without forcing a rivalry. This doesn't feel fake. It feels like two elite fighters who know the other one is standing between them and something historic. Legacy talk for divisions, chessboards instead of callouts. That's veteran thinking in a young body.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him pay for a lot of them things that he said about black people, but at the end of the day, I know he's not racist. I know him deep down inside. He's truly is a cool person. He wants to be great, and this is the type of fight that I really enjoy.
You guys had the press conference last week and the face-to-face and all that stuff. What did you make of his vibe there? The face-off was interesting, and some of the things that he was saying at the press conference was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I gotta respect it, but I think something is definitely.
After hearing Shakur's calm confidence, the focus shifts to promoter reality when Eddie Hearn weighs in. This isn't hype. It's risk assessment. Eddie points out Shakur's elite boxing IQ, the kind that makes fights frustrating if you're on the wrong side of it. Not flashy, not reckless, just smart enough to keep you a step behind.
Didn't Floyd tell you that you should be the A side?
Yeah, he did. He told me that he think that I should be the A, because I'm the bigger name.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
So when you hear senior and junior say things like, you know, that you haven't fought anyone on his level, what is your response to that?
It's cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Teo has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Do you think it depends on what Teofimo shows up?
Yeah, it always depends on what Teofimo shows up. I think Shakur beats him.
Yeah.
But the weight, again, right? Don't forget, Teofimo's a big 140.
Yeah.
Shakur is probably a small 135. Right? Or, you know, not really a big 135.
Yeah.
Teofimo's talking about going to 147. So you have a big size disadvantage.
Eddie doesn't dismiss Teofimo either. Beating Lomachenko still matters. Being dangerous still matters. The hesitation you hear isn't doubt, it's uncertainty. Teofimo doesn't show up the same way twice, and that's the problem. You don't know if you're getting brilliance or frustration, and against someone as consistent as Shakur, every flaw gets magnified.
Shakur is only going to get beat when he moves up and loses his advantage necessarily against a much bigger and stronger guy.
Yeah. But do you
I think
that...
that's a fiddly fight, don't you? I mean, I don't expect it to be this firefight.
Yeah.
I think Teofimo's very awkward and Shakur's very smart, and I don't know. I think I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ-wise, I think he's even up there with a Terrence and those kind of guys.
Teofimo is awkward in rhythm and movement. Shakur is awkward in how he quietly removes your options. That combination doesn't promise chaos, it promises mental pressure. This probably isn't a firefight. It's about decisions, adjustments, and who blinks first. Step back and it's clear this isn't just a fight announcement. It's a clash of philosophies, explosiveness refined by discipline versus control sharpened by precision, different paths aiming at the same destination.
The difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft, and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite different. Do you know what I mean? Like Shakur, I say defensive, I think that's a bit harsh on Shakur, but he's not a huge puncher, but defensively and skill-wise, he's right up there.
He's a real technical fighter.
Oh, phenomenal.